Good morning. My name is Justine. I'm the office manager at Gray Matters Medical Practice. I am so excited to be here with you all this morning for this offering, which is called Community Breath. It is a weekly live virtual meditation series, just about 10 or so minutes. For some guided meditation and mindfulness, but the videos are also recorded, so you can go back to them at a later point. And if you don't already know, I am also a dancer and movement educator, so a lot of the exercises that I'm sharing with you all are from my background in movement. And yeah, just really excited to be here with you all. So we will get started. You can take a few moments to find yourself in a comfortable seated position. It might be cross-legged like me, or you might be seated in a chair, whatever it is, just a seated position that you can sustain and not feel like you need to shift around too much in. And as soon as you have found that comfortable seated position, you can find your hands on top, somewhere on the tops of your legs. For me, it's on the top of my knees. For you, it might be on top of your thighs or wherever else you would like to place your hands. And we're just going to get started with my usual opening exercise, which is just 4 breaths. Each breath being 4 counts to inhale with your nose and 4 counts to exhale with your mouth. Again, 4 breaths, each one being 4 counts to inhale with your nose and 4 counts to exhale with your mouth. You can choose to close your eyes, or if you choose to keep them open, just making sure that it's a soft gaze. And here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. And if your eyes were closed, you can flutter them open. And next we'll move into some warming up of the spine with extension and flexion of the spine. So I will turn sideways so that you can see me just a bit better. Now, with this, I would like us to, or I invite you to think about what is oftentimes known as the head-tail connection, head and tail, meaning that the movement of one affects the movement of the other. So if my 2 hands are head and tail, meaning if they both can go upwards at the same rate and angle and then downwards. So just keeping that connection between these 2 endpoints. And we can explore that in the extension and flexion of the spine. So we can lean forward, and here we are leading with our heart, feeling the opening of our chest. And now I'm feeling the head-tail connection between the top and bottom of my spine here. So instead of keeping your gaze straight in front of you like this, let the neck go in the same movement of the rest of the spine. So now your gaze is probably somewhere, up towards the ceiling. And we can go now the opposite way. So now the middle of our back is leading. And now I can still feel my head and my tail curling towards each other. So we can think about head and tail moving away and then towards each other, And then again, with the back leading, head and tail is away and then towards each other. We'll take the next few moments to continue exploring this head and tail connection. And again, you can do this cross-legged on the ground like me, or seated in a chair. And if you've ever taken a yoga class, the sensation might feel similar to what is oftentimes known in yoga as cat-cow. Take the last couple moments here. Okay. Next, we'll move into focusing on where we feel our breath, which it could be up here in our chest, it could be our ribs, or it could be our belly. So first, we'll just start by, I invite you to place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach here. And again, I'm actually going to scoot back so that I am leaning against the wall for some back support. And again, you can flutter your eyes closed or keep them open in a soft gaze. And not changing anything about your breath, just keeping it in its natural pattern and natural rhythm. See if you can feel your chest and your belly pressing into your hands with every inhale, and then away from your hands with the exhale. Again, not changing anything, but just noticing. Do you feel more of that pressure in the hand on your chest or the hand on your stomach? Do you feel equal pressure? You notice your hands rising and falling with the breath. Again, just taking a couple moments to observe. If your eyes are closed, they can remain closed, or you can choose to open them. You can close and open your eyes as you'd like. Now I invite you to place both hands on your chest. And in the next couple breaths, we'll just focus on breathing from our chest, really feeling the rise and fall of your chest. How might focusing your breath in this one body part feel different than when we were just naturally breathing? Take a few moments to observe. Next, I invite you to place your hands on either side of your ribs. And now, when we're breathing from our ribs, we can think about our ribs moving sideways. So less so about the front and back of our body, and more so about our ribs moving to the right and left, and the expansion of the rib cage. And again, noticing how this breath especially might feel different than in our natural breathing pattern. Next, I invite you to place both hands on your stomach. And in this breath, focusing on filling and emptying your belly with air. Again, noticing how this feels different from your natural pattern, but also from the other two kinds of breaths we just did. You can continue with these belly breaths, and if your eyes were closed, you can go ahead and flutter them open. And we can continue practicing these belly breaths for the next few moments as I share a couple things with you. So, the reason why I wanted to share these sort of focused body part breaths with you is because the more that we become aware of our body, the more that we can notice our bodily reactions to certain thoughts and feelings. And so, for example, when you're feeling anxious, a lot of folks might feel tightness in your chest. And when you feel that, then you can notice, okay, my chest is feeling tight, I think I'm anxious. And then you can practice the belly breaths. And actually, this sort of deep belly breathing, or some folks might call it diaphragmatic breathing, because this is your diaphragm. It's helpful to breathe. Sorry, my dog is right in front. It's helpful to breathe from this place. Also, just so you know, if you have to do some sort of like public speaking, or if you have to use your voice loudly or anything like that, because there can be more power, generated from down here. And actually, if you talk to a lot of singers, they can also tell you about the benefits of diaphragmatic breathing. But just for sort of like everyday sort of life, it's helpful to know how to breathe from the diaphragm or from the stomach, just for calming sensation. So we can go ahead and place your hands back on your thighs or your knees, whatever the starting position was when we began. You can flutter your eyes closed if you like, or keep them open in that soft gaze. And we will close out this practice with my usual closing exercise. We'll take one big deep inhale and exhale, and this breath will be for yourself for showing up to this practice today. So here we go. Inhale and exhale. Next, think of a person in your life who you would like to send a little extra breath and love to. And we'll be sending this next breath to them. And inhale and exhale. And then this final breath will be for all of us sharing this space together. Inhale and exhale. And if your eyes were closed, you can flutter them open. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you would like to refer back to this video, or if you want to check out some other ones, they're all up on a playlist on our YouTube page. And yeah, hope to see you next week. Thank you so much.